I remember the first week that we've been there, we met like a guy. He was like so fucking drunk. Like you couldn't even like talk to him.
Classic British bloke, drunk.
He was totally like
he was sitting outside the store. We couldn't talk to him. We couldn't wake him up, and we were just like, this dude. When we woke him up, he wanted to go to his scooter and drive away, and he couldn't even stand straight. Dude. And then after we saw him a day afterwards, like luckily people recognized him, took him with him, and brought him to the hotel. A day later, comes to us, man, I lost my scooter, and you had to pay like 1,400 quid for it.
Oh, dude. Yeah,
that was too much. Absolute fucking nightmare.
Yeah, but like, I mean, we met quite a lot, like, English people like this. Like, I mean, he was the worst of all. Like, he was the most fucked up. He was the most fucked up out of all. But
with the teeth going like this. Yeah, for real. Like if like a street drawer would draw an Englishman.
I mean, I think we're like stereotyping now English people.
Yeah,
now. That's not really what we want to do. I mean, you have an English following. They're gonna hate us and cancel us.
And the fact we're both English. No, we, to be fair, get that completely. Yeah. Like, there's I wouldn't say most, but there's a lot of British people, English people that I can't get along with.
Yeah.
Can't get along with. Switzerland, though.
Yeah, I guess it's the same as anywhere, right?
Yeah, true. Okay. It was a funny story, though.
Yeah. I mean, like, when we actually got to the camp, like, I don't know, we were actually like in Ao Nang for a Muay Thai camp for the audience, and the first 2 days we arrived, we met like 2 Swiss people, and those were the only people we didn't like from the camp. Like, it's just like, I don't know, like usually Swiss people that are from different cantons than Zurich, they just hate people from Zurich. It's just, I don't know.
Why? Why people from Zurich?
Because like I think it's the same in Zurich. Like every fucking country. I'm allowed to swear, right?
Yeah. There's no fucking limits. You say what you want, lad.
Like every country has like one city they revolt a little bit against. Don't you have this in England? Like like maybe Birmingham.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. It's usually to do with football.
Yeah.
Football is usually the
divider. But it's the same with us.
Yeah.
Like we met also 2 like they were in the same hostel as you were.
Yeah.
And they were like, they said we met a friend from Zurich. Like he's actually also like now doing legal stuff for us, and he went to them and they were like, no, we can't talk to you, you're from Zurich, because they're from Basel. And like these are like the biggest football clubs in Zurich in Switzerland. And so they went to him and, no, we can't talk to you, you're from Zurich. Man, what an attitude.
That's fucking hell of an attitude.
Yeah, no, for real. And even like
to
Zurich
dictate you that much.
Yeah, for real. But like even Zurich is like very divided by football clubs. Because we have like 2 very big football clubs, like GC, like Grasshoppers Club Zurich, and Fußball Club Zurich. So FCZ.
Okay. I didn't realize football was that big in Switzerland.
It's the biggest sport in Switzerland.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, even though it's not our national sport, but I think it is like called swinging. Like it's actually a martial art.
Yeah. It's like sumo wrestling.
It's sumo wrestling.
It's called swinging.
Swinging.
Schwingen. Yeah.
How'd you say it? Sorry.
Schwingen.
Yes.
So it's like sumo wrestling. So what? Like you're in a circle.
Yeah.
Just fighting against one other guy.
Just to push them out. On wood, like these little wood things you put on playgrounds too.
Oh shit!
And they just
what like wood shavings?
Wood
shavings.
That's
what I was searching for.
And they hold themselves on, like they have shorts on, and they're only allowed to hold themselves in the back of those shorts, and they're like, we can show it.
Yeah.
Come here.
Like
they do like this. And you get to the on the back.
And it's such a crazy sport. Like, and the winner of this tournament, it's like once a year. They get like 1 million, I think.
And they get a bull. Like it's mainly played by
bull. What, as in the animal?
Yeah, a bull. Because
It's so bizarre, but
Where
like
did the ball come from?
Yeah, because it's like a sport that originated maybe from farmers, and like
Right.
Switzerland, like 200 years back, was only farmers,
Yeah.
and so a bull is worth quite something, and
Yeah,
it's like a good bull. It's like a big bull.
Proper bull.
yeah, it's like a breeding bull.
So
that they give you.
most people who win probably just end up selling,
Mhm.
just making more money.
No, most of them use them because it's a breeding bull. You can make more money of it by breeding than
Yeah.
by selling it. But still, it's also $1 million, and the bull is also $1 million too. So, still, that's
It's a half decent price. That's a
Yeah.
fucking unique price.
I mean, and if you have like $1 million, you can just buy like a stall and just have the bull there.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's
It's like your gold medal, but bull.
yeah, it's a bull, and they get like they kind of become micro celebrities for a year.
Right,
Like they
Like
get like
temporary
sponsorships.
celebrities.
Yeah, they get like
Yeah.
sponsorships and everything for a whole year,
yeah.
and then they just get forgotten by when the next tournament comes on.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this very weird thing, and it's like in the middle of Switzerland, like in Zug. It's like a very central canton,
Yeah.
and
And the more central you go, the more conservative they get.
Does it?
Yeah.
Is this a widespread sport nationally?
Yeah,
Yeah, like it's happening everywhere. Or
not really. No.
Like the more you go to the mountains, the more they do it. So,
yeah.
the more rural you get.
Yeah, it's a
that
very
makes sense
rural
when you're
sport.
winning a ball as a prize. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's about farmers. For real. Most of them are farmers.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why they keep the bull.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
Fair. That makes sense.
do you have like a sport like this in England, like a very bizarre sport that is considered your national sport, or is it also like
No.
football?
No, not like a national sport. It's gonna be football. Rugby as well is obviously pretty big. Like a lot of sports are pretty big.
Yeah.
The only one that is weird is have you ever heard of like the cheese rolling competition?
Oh yeah,
Where they roll
it's
like a big like block of cheese down a hill, and then competitors fight to get to the bottom of the hill first and win the big block of cheese. So you just tumble down a fucking giant hill until you get to the bottom. Hopefully you haven't broken a few bones in the process, and then your prize is the cheese wheel.
Wait, so you tumble down the
Yeah,
I thought you
yeah.
were tumbling down a cheese stuff.
Nah, so someone will
this
throw the
also,
cheese
you
down.
go after the cheese.
Oh,
Yeah,
go
yeah,
after-
you just
oh,
stop
okay.
pegging it after the cheese.
Yeah,
But no one ever catches the cheese, so I'm guessing the cheese just gets to the bottom, and then whoever's first to the bottom wins
What the fuck?
wins the cheese. But there'll be like 50 plus people all trying to get down this hill
I've
at
seen
once.
videos of
Yeah,
this.
dude. Like 45-degree angle, just tumbling down.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
seen this, but like
Man, you gotta
that
see
sounds
it.
so fucking
Yeah.
bizarre.
You can't run. Everyone will start running at the start, but eventually you just topple over.
Yeah,
And you just start rolling.
I mean, I think like every country has like one very weird sport. Like even
Right.
like in Spain with the bull running.
Yeah.
That's so bizarre
that's
too.
insane.
Like it's
That's
so
proper
fucking
insane.
dangerous.
That's crazy insane. That's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
I mean, there are like people die. I think there are people dying, right?
not
I
dying,
guess.
but
I
a
guess.
lot of. I saw a video where they wanted to illegalize it. No.
Oh, they want to make it illegal.
Yeah, because like there's so many people breaking bones. So
Yeah.
many people.
How many? I wonder how many people have died
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know that too.
in
Fact
Spain.
checker.
Yeah, yeah, because that's just immense. Literally, balls just riding through the street.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this got illegalized because of the bulls. Like there's like PETA.
Yeah, I can see why.
Greenpeace, all this,
Yeah,
and this gets a lot of pressure on politicians. So.
yeah.
16 deaths since 1924.
16.
Oh, okay, that's actually not that many.
2009.
Okay, that's actually not that much.
15 years since the last death.
And how many injured people?
Oh, probably.
Yeah,
Probably like a lot.
Yeah, a lot more. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
a tenfold, surely. But that shocks me. 15 years since
Yeah,
since the last death.
50 to 100 every year.
15 to. Oh, okay, yeah, that's quite a lot. Like,
That's a lot.
but
yeah.
like, it's actually
That's a lot.
quite impressive because like we have the street parade, like the biggest techno festival in
Let's
in
go.
the whole of Europe, I think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's
And,
like 2
2
million people come.
2 million.
Yeah, 2 million people, and it's like the main
In
city.
the middle of the city.
In the
Yeah.
middle of the city. Also, we can show you videos of it. It's,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
What
Amazing enough.
what proportion of that 2 million is locals?
Oh,
Two-
like 2 million is our whole canton.
Yeah.
Like our whole region holds 2 million people that live there. So there's probably the whole canton there. So, but we also have like a lot of people from outside of Europe who come visit it because we have big acts. So like we had Paul Kalkbrenner, We had last time it was Monolink was last month. Monolink was last month, and like Deborah De Luca, really big Diplo was too. Like really, it's like there are like cars, we call it love mobiles, running around the city. And with music, like one drum bass, one techno, one minimal, the other tech house. And like you have people on this dancing and they go around the street and then they're big after parties.
It's crazy, like
it's for real. You don't want to go in the city then.
What I wanted to say, like there are like at least like one people dying every year at the street parade. Like,
it was the first year that nobody died.
No, everyone, someone died actually.
This
like,
year?
Yeah, this year someone died. Like
from what? Dying from just anything?
Going in the water on drugs. Going in the water on drugs and
or because they eat and going and then into water and just get like a shock and just fucking like around. Like that happens a lot. Like
especially if you've got 2 million people, like the chances of someone dying at an event like that,
and also like drugs are a huge thing in the music scene.
So what's the structure of that festival? Because obviously a standard festival is you have acts at a stage and then you go to the stage to see the act.
So basically, I can tell you a lot about it because I play there sometimes. Like this year, I wasn't be able. But it's the hardest weekend for me in the year because you have like 3 gigs in one night. Yeah. And it's for the crowd. I'm a techno DJ. And so the thing is there that it's structured like this. We have like big areas, like we have a thing that's called Kinawiese. It's like a big place where people can swim and shit. And we have like in total, I think we have like 100 stages. Like really,
100 stages.
Like small stages and big stages all in total are about 100, I think. And then we have the love mobiles, and then the after parties in the clubs. So it's like structured like all around the lake. Yeah. And there are stages, and the love mobiles go on the road around the lake. So they do like maybe 1 kilometer, but in like 5 hours because there's so many people. There's even people around those love mobiles with like ropes, pushing people away and looking. There's nobody getting in the way, and
so it's absolutely packed on the streets.
Man,
like.
It is. I need to show you.
I can show you too. Like
like his friend did the video.
Yeah, my friends work for Street Parade, so they do all the video content and everything, and they also go over the whole crowd with helicopters and stuff like that, and it just looks amazing. Like,
man, you should.
I can't believe I've never seen this. I don't understand this.
You should come.
You should come.
In
like,
mainstream media.
And
it's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Like everything is
it's
full.
beautiful. Man.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
The water is like aqua blue.
Yeah. Our lake is beautiful.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, Zurich is beautiful. You should join us, guys.
Yeah, and it's like one of the few lakes actually like that you can like really swim in it and don't get like I don't know what kind of infection like.
Yeah.
It's clean.
Yeah,
it's very clean.
Like Switzerland is known to be clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like if you go party with me, don't worry about the money for it.
How does we haven't really touched on actually what you guys do, but for yourself as a techno DJ, Tom, how are you getting into these sort of gigs? If there's 100 stages and it's 2 million people,
like in Zurich, there's like compared to Berlin, it's a really small scene,
right?
But the thing is, I love to talk to people, and I also think I got a good sense of what I should say in front of people. And if you go into the club and you look around and you just try to get who's the boss here, and you go to talk to him, you bring him a beer or something. That's how you get your gig.
That's how you get,
And also now I've built like a following. I got gigs in most of the clubs in Zurich. So if they know you, and you have to just like show presence. We also do parties. We have events, and if you go partying a little bit, they start to get to know you. And if they hear you one time,
it's not just all about work.
Yeah,
you got to socialize to build the bridges.
It's work. It is work for me. Like for me, it's I got lucky because I love to party. I love to go out, and I love to talk to people. So
release some energy.
It took me a half a year to get booked in most of clubs in Zurich. So I also have a lot of friends. That have big labels. I study music production. And even there, like, there's one of the biggest label owners who was with me in class. And another one that we will meet in Bangkok afterwards
Yeah.
is also in the scene. I grew up with this.
I was going to say, how long have you been at it for? How long have you been?
Like DJing for it. I've been producing for almost 8 years now. Started studying 1.5 years ago. Had to quit because of obvious issues. Because I come here, I had a lot of drug-related problems before coming here, and just you get into it for real. I was producing for 8 years. I was producing and DJing. I've been doing it for a good year now.
Good, yeah.
And by the way, he's my manager.
Yeah, I was going to say, Bo's the manager.
The manager, I just got. I mean, basically, like Tom was getting like a lot of gigs recently, and he just needed someone that's a little more structured than he is, and also like in his travel,
too
like,
much of the creative.
We both were like, he's like the very spontaneous guy that just goes for everything what he just likes, and I always have to have the plan.
Logistical, linear.
I'm like the dad in the, out of two of us.
And I'm the wild child.
Yeah, he's the wild child. But like that's what our friendship really
balance each other out.
Yeah, we balance each other a lot. Like we always call each other like the unstoppable force and the immovable object. But that's not like my only job. Like,
I was going to say, what is your background?
My background is actually like I'm a photographer, and I do. I just recently finished my studies as a photographer, and
in Switzerland.
In Switzerland, yeah. And I've been working for an international photographer for 4 years, and I did there my apprenticeship, and I learned like a lot. And I was working my ass off the last 4 years.
Putting in the hours.
He's actually the best photographer in his year in Switzerland.
Yeah. So I graduated with that title.
He got the title. And,
well, mate, it shows in your work. It shows in your work.
Yeah, thanks.
Bro. Yeah, bro.
I mean,
I was looking through your website, and some of those photos are seriously cool, man.
Yeah.
Seriously cool. One other thing I was going to ask was how much of obviously, so you take the photos and that's a raw photo. How much is then editing afterwards? Because it looked like some really good editing had gone into them. Is it like a 50-50?
That's actually like a really good question, because I used to be like a photographer that used to edit a lot, like do a lot of Photoshop, a lot of retouching and everything. But over the past 4 years, where I've been working with my boss, with my former boss, I just realized photographing in a natural way, is the best. Like, I work on Capture One, so if I have a shoot,
Capture One.
Capture One. That's like
what's Capture One?
That's like a photo editing software where you can like connect your computer to the camera, and when you're shooting, the pictures get transferred to the computer immediately.
Okay.
And you can already like put a look on it, so everything what comes into the computer already looks the same. Like it has a look on it. And you can choose however you...
Not like kind of like pre-edited?
It's pre-edited. Like,
or like preloaded to be edited?
It's like a template.
Yeah, it's like a template. Yeah. Like, do you use Lightroom? Lightroom is like the more well-known software for that. And you can like just do the contrast, to take off the saturation and stuff like that. Yeah. And then when another picture comes into Capture One, the picture gets the settings already, like automatically. And that literally saves a lot of time, because you don't have to like edit all the pictures by themselves, so they already come in like that. And after that,
all you have to do then is you're just preloading the settings on the computer, ready to go on the photographs.
Yeah.
So when that first one comes through, when you take that first photo, it's from that point. Or is it like you have to take a few photographs, do your settings, and then you can
no, it's option number 2. Like, I first have to take at least one photo and just have to do the lighting settings, because I mostly work in a studio.
Okay.
And then I do the look. When I know that the lighting is right, then I do the look. Then I edit everything, so everything looks the same.
Yeah.
And after that, after the shoot, of course, I do retouching. I mean, retouching is very important for every photographer, whatever you do, because it just makes a picture look much more, I don't know, it just looks a little much more calm. It looks much more cleaner if you retouch stuff. But I used to be like a retoucher that retouched everything, the whole face, like totally Dutch and burn and overdoing it. Over the last 4 years, I just realized that it doesn't need that. Like
sometimes simple is better.
Simple is better. I just remove the things what wouldn't be there normally, or just remove hair strains that just are like distracting to the picture. That's the only thing that I really do. Like, and the rest is just how I photograph.
How you've done it in the first place.
I'm very like when I'm photographing, I always like to be in control. So I always try to.
As always.
As always. I always try to do the crop right and everything. I just want to be to use the picture as I photographed it. I don't want to like crop too much when it's done. So
keep it as close to the original as possible.
Keep as close to the original as possible.
You're putting in the work when you're taking the photograph, not thinking, I can take a shit photograph now and make it good later.
Yeah, no, that's not the mindset.
Yeah, it's the same with music too. So 80% recording, 20% mixing. Yeah. Like if you got a shit recording, you won't get a good mix.
It won't come out naturally.
No.
Yeah. You'll be able to hear it.
So it's we like in school I always learned shit in, shit out. So it means like you have to get your musicians who can do it right, because you don't want to retouch it. You don't want to scale it on the beat. And I think it's the same with photography. Like if you have a good base product, it's easy to get it even better. Yeah. But if you have a shit product, you have to invest so much time that mostly in the creative business is not worth the time.
Yeah. And I guess, people almost want the cheap option. Yeah. A lot of people want to go for the easy option, and it's not going to work out. Yeah. And I can definitely say from listening to your music and obviously seeing your website and stuff, which I'm sure we can put up, like I can see you're both extremely hardworking and detailed perfectionists. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there was the video you did for, I think it was a band I saw.
Yeah, for Musterkind.
That was that video is insane.
Yeah,
like it looks like you've spent a huge amount of money to record it, and
actually, like, what the fun thing is, we didn't spend that much money on it. Like the budget for the video was 1,000 francs, which is like 1,200 pounds. No, sorry, 800 pounds. Sorry, pounds, okay. You have like your currency is a little bit stronger than ours, and that's like nothing. Like the only thing we actually really like paid for was the location. And the model that we used for the video, and just some stuff that we rented. Yeah. And we had like I had
obviously because it was just to explain a little bit to other people, is it was essentially like not like a street fight, but sort of like a
it's a Fight Club reference.
A fight, that's what I was looking for.
He's
Fight Club.
Fighting himself.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. And I just thought the choreography was choreography. Yeah, I'm saying that right, I think. Yeah, I thought that was. It looked like you properly planned it out. Like I was not shocked to say, but like
that's
impressed, definitely. Yeah, it looked so sick, man. Yeah, it looked so sick.
Yeah, sure. Like I mean, that was it was quite of a big work because I was working with some actually really professionals that do MMA for that they are MMA professionals. And I used to be like a Muay Thai competitioner, like when I was younger. Yeah, so I kind of knew my shit, what I was doing. Yeah. And when we were on set, like actually that was also something what was really really spontaneous because we didn't have the time to do the choreography right. So I just told everyone on set that had a fight scene to come a little bit earlier. And to just talk about the choreography as when we arrive and do the choreography before we film. And I was very lucky to have like Finyan, that was like the one of the professional MMA fighters with me, and he just was like, I know how you envision because I wrote the script. I know how you envision the fighting choreography, but let me give some inputs how to make it a little bit more brutal, a little bit more better, a little bit more fluid.
Yeah, because there was obviously you must have had some makeup in there as well, because obviously it gets all bloody at the end.
Yeah.
So did you have a makeup artist as well?
Yes, I actually had a makeup artist too on set, and I was also like very lucky that I had her on set because she's also like a beginner makeup artist that just wanted to get her portfolio. And she did it like
perfect.
completely for free, and she was amazing at the work, like what she did.
Yeah, like it looked really realistic.
It looked really good, and that's also something why it was actually so cheap, because a lot of people that were on set were working for did this music video for the portfolio. Yeah. So the music,
everyone was getting a piece of the pie.
Yeah, of course, and it was actually also one of my my final. It was part of my final exam for my apprenticeship.
I mean, it already looks like you've been doing the fucking trade for the last 10 years with that video.
He's been letting know
just the final exam.
10 years.
Yeah.
But you know what's actually crazy? I never did a music video before. Never. That was my first music video ever. That's what I want to keep doing. Like, I want to keep working with music artists. I want to keep doing music videos because that's what I really enjoy. It's so amazing.
And extremely good at.
Yeah,
extremely good.
Thanks. I mean, like, I didn't film like myself. I was just directing because there was something that my teacher at school, at business school, told me. He was like, if you really want to have a good product, and if the music artists really want to use the video, you have to split up the work on set. And so
don't be trying to do everything yourself.
No. If you try to do everything yourself, it just gets messy, and you spend a lot of time for nothing.
Yeah. So the controlling aspect for you must have been a little.
Like people on
like
set were
everything.
Actually, people on set were saying I was like a tyrant. Like I was there, like how you imagine the director. I was like, dude, we have to go stop smoking. We have to go down in 5 minutes. If you're not down in 5 minutes, I'm gonna drag you down. Actually, like,
dude. Well, I mean, obviously it pays off. You know what I mean? Sometimes the cutthroat way is the best way.
Yeah, of course. And like we only had like 10 hours of time for everything to film the whole video, and because otherwise after this we had to leave the place. So we were on a very, very time schedule. And we finished at like 5. We started at 8 in the morning, and we finished at 5, and we had to get out on 6. So it really went as planned. So
yeah, dude, that's insane. In fact, now I know all of that as well. The video is just even more crazy. Hopefully we'll be able to like show the video or something. We can probably edit it after, I expect. Just show a little clip. Yeah, dude, because it was absolutely ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous.
Thank you.
It's really cool.
It is.
Man.
I mean, sure, there are some parts where I think I could have done better, but like that's normal. Like
that's normal. Yeah.
You always have that with whatever work you do when you release it. You're like,
if you're a perfectionist. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, and I am a huge ass perfectionist, and you can
I couldn't tell.
You can tell. You know that for sure.
I know.
Yeah, dude.
I get some headbutts with him sometimes.
It just happens. Like I don't know. He's like just the incarnation of chaos, and I'm just the incarnation of order. So everything has to be perfect.
That's perfect.
Me. Yeah,
that's perfect. Yeah, literally like yin and yang.
Yeah.
You said you've been doing techno pretty much since you can fucking remember.
I started like my first things I did was I started with hip hop beats. And because like I play piano too, I play guitar, I play the drums, I'm starting to play the bass. And so for me the melodic aspect has a big thing. Like a lot of techno today is in G. Like G minor is what makes the room vibrant. G minor is the key that makes the room like go boom. It's like this frequency that
taps into people for some reason. It's like it's literally music is like an artificial drug. Like there are some songs that play and you just can't help but want to dance or move.
That's like my purpose in music is to make people move and get something out of this experience that they didn't get before they came. So for me, the greatest purpose is to help people in this way. So that's why I'm also starting something that's called Brotherhood. Yeah. And it's like a safe space for men where we combine music and self-healing. And it's like it's hard. It's a lot of work, and also you have some guys that you don't want to have there, you know, and that have a lot of experience with this problem.
I know you said before your parents are both doctors, aren't they?
Yes.
Do you reckon that 100% stems that wanting to... You found your in, which was music, and now you're almost doing the same as them, but in music.
Yeah, like I would say I channel that more into my personality and how I talk to people and how I My number one rule with people is to create a safe space where they can involve themselves.
Yeah.
So for me, through music, I provide that space that not always is safe in techno. So for me, it's more an aspect what I took from my parents is more the aspect of interpersonal. My music is more my rebellious me who didn't want to do what my parents do.
Yeah.
But I always more and more see where it comes from, where my purpose originated from, and like for me, it's number one.
Where
rule.
that natural energy from yourself.
Yes,
goes.
and I also I stand for healing. I stand for I work a lot on myself, and I try to encourage people to do the same, and I try to put this in my music, but I think music is so subjective. So you cannot put this onto people. So I just try to make them dance, and they will help themselves.
Yeah. That's a beautiful way of putting it. Yeah, man. That's fucking best.
Yeah, it's my purpose.
Yeah, dude, that's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, that's also a reason that we're actually here, to work on ourselves, to grow.
So, alright then. So how long have you guys been at it now?
We've been 1 month.
1 month. So if that's what you've come out to do, what is it do you think you've done here that is maybe altered or caused a bit of neuroplasticity?
I can be really I'm really real about this. I've had a cocaine addiction for 2 years now, and I came here because this dude saw me in a really really bad time, and I was not sleeping for 2 days in a row once per week. And it was a hard time for me, and so this dude said I'm going to a Muay Thai camp in Thailand, and I was like, fuck it, let's do it. Psychiatric hotels don't do it for me. Yeah. And I don't like the vibration there's around. It's you have a bad track always in your ear. It's just not the way of putting it.
Yeah.
And I've never felt so free. I've never been so thankful for a friend letting me in on this way. And it's been really, really a fucking great journey. I can't even put into words how I feel. I can't even put into words what this brought me to. And I really, really, really appreciate the fact that I took this step, because I was so much in my head, and you have always people watching you, so you have always to do everything right. And now I'm fuck you guys, I'm doing I'm doing what I want to do, and I can feel it. I can definitely feel it. I'm really hyped to get back to Switzerland, do my studies, do some new tracks, and also we're putting up this rave label called Tartaros, and I can feel those people needing me to step in this way. I can feel they have a lot of problems. I know it. I hear the telephones they were fighting almost because of decisions that they want to make, and I see it as my responsibility to give them the space again to be able to involve themselves. So just yesterday I was talking to a friend, and this one friend is in the same thing as I was before I came here, so he went into psychosis a little bit. Okay. And he thought his main friends will hurt him or something. And I called him and I said, man, if you're in December, if you didn't change something, I take you to change. And I don't want to see this again. This will hurt our environment. This is not nice to see you. And we as friends don't want nothing else for you to feel better.
So much,
and it's this is what comes from my parents too, for real. It's I feel the need to put everything around me at a good ease. I want them to feel safe. I want them to feel good. And this is just really number one rule for me is, hey, interactions, how you talk to people, how you make them feel. People won't know what happened. They will always know how you made them feel.
Making sure you're radiating rather than becoming a drain.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes. I know.
So is it, do you think, 2 years ago, were you in the same mindset?
No.
So it's been since the issues have come about, you sort of realised that maybe this is something you could have done with.
Yeah, for sure. I in 2 years ago. My battle with drugs is 6 years old since I started doing music. It's since 6 years. It was always I'm a polytox. So polytox means you don't want to see reality. It's not that you're addicted to one drug, it's just you're addicted to not
to an alternate reality.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything but the current state you're in.
To this I can just say, man, I wasn't in this mindset 2 years ago, but I still was unconsciously trying to live it, but I didn't know how to handle it. And now the more I meditate, the more I do yoga, the more I do sports, the more I love myself, I can give this to people, and people look up to me and say, hey, Tom, I need your help. People actually come to me and ask me, so, hey, how did you do
it's
this?
the perfect circle.
Yeah.
You're going from rock bottom to now people coming to you. So
Actually,
literally, sort of like Bo did.
Yeah, and like I'm actually like very proud of him. Like since I came here, like we came here together because actually I booked my ticket here alone, and I actually plan to get here alone and do my Muay Thai training camp here alone. I don't know if I already said it, but we were here for a month doing Muay Thai, and I just saw him in this very dark state, and I was like, dude, you just have to come with me. There's no, it will really help you. I mean, I also was coming from a very dark state because I recently came out of a bad relationship. I don't want to go too much into detail because I still care for her. I feel like there was just some mistakes made in the past in this relationship. And I still care for her, even though, it didn't work out. And I was really working on myself. Like here, I got
reevaluating.
Reevaluating. I was getting my self-worth back, what I thought I lost a lot. And I also saw it on yourself. Like we both changed to the better, and there are like multiple different ways where we changed. I mean. I came here because I thought I was very insecure about myself, even though I was very like
confident.
Very confident. I used to be like one of the most confident guys you could ever like meet.
It also was a facade.
Yeah, it was a facade because it came from a lot of shame.
Yeah. Some of the most insecure people are some of the most confident.
Yeah, and here I actually like I was actually like in an environment where I was like surrounded by stronger people that have a great mindset, and this really helped me. Like, and it helped me also like getting my ego down because I used to be like a very ego-driven person. And
would you say that was your sort of fuel then? Your own ego was you were eating at yourself to keep yourself going, and eventually it got up to you.
Literally was.
Yeah, it literally was, and. Since I've been here, I got humbled a lot in many different ways. I got humbled in my ego. I got humbled in relationships. I got humbled in everything. It was a very meaningful journey for me. And
it's brought you back to baseline, something more raw and natural about yourself.
Yes,
sort of
totally.
weirdly to sort of use the metaphor, the same way with your photographs. Before you were trying to edit everything after the fact, so you were trying to change your persona.
Yes,
and then you realised that actually the original, no matter what the original is actually usually the better option with a little bit of a touch up. Yeah, and it's sort of the same thing for yourself now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, it's totally that because I just finished my apprenticeship like 2 months ago, and now I plan to move to Berlin first. But there were some few issues with my apartment there, and it just felt like it didn't have to be that plan, and then also I was like, maybe it had to be like that. Maybe I have to change. Maybe I have to do something to start to be a better person before I can be a freelancer that works like, because that's actually what I'm trying to do now. I
do a little bit of like of
rewiring before I start working by myself. Yeah, and I really needed this. I've been like working a lot the last 4 years. I never did any vacations for the last 4 years. When I went to another country, I was just working. I felt I was overworked. I felt there was missing a lot in me, and this travel
you're
really
giving a lot of energy for something you were supposed to be enjoying, and it didn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't. It was like it's like trying to save yourself from drowning a little bit. You're just scratching the surface, and every now and then you take a breath. Yeah, but it's not long before you fall back.
It's not long for me, and here I really could like get back to my roots because like I said, I used to be like a Muay Thai fighter when I was much younger, and back then I felt like it was like the time where I felt the best in my entire life, and like going back to that state of like training every day and for my body, eating right, eating enough, and everything. It just rewired something in my brain that also
That's cool.
that helped me with my confidence again. It's helped me. I mean, I lost 3 kilograms since I've been here in this month. I feel much more confident because of it. I mean, I still have a lot of work to do. It's not finished. My journey isn't finished yet, but I feel like I'm in a state.
You can appreciate where you've come to where you're from.
Yes.
You know, where you are now.
Yes, of course.
Which that's only going to give you more fuel to keep going. You know what I mean?
Yes,
because you know you make those changes and you've gone full reset. You've gone from working in your apprenticeship and everything else, and then you've gone, right, I need to go back to basics, which was fighting, and you've come here and it's all fallen into place.
Yeah.
That's a really cool thing.
I mean, and we met so many cool people,
as you guys.
As you guys, actually, of course. And also something what changed here in my travel here was my perception of love. I used to be before my last relationship, I used to be a very polyamorous person. And I don't know where it came from. I just was scared to commit. And
had what was it, a previous relationship that sort of ingrained that? Or was it
actually
natural?
Not really sure. I used to be an ugly duckling in school. And now I feel like I'm not. I had a glow up in the last few years and stuff like that. And I was and I was like, now I can get girls. Why should I just commit to one? And that was something what really. I mean, I had the relation before I had with my last ex-girlfriend. I totally fucked it up because of that mindset. I mean, on paper it was the perfect relationship. We had the same interests. We loved about the same things. It was on paper she was a perfect person for me, but I just couldn't love her because I felt like I need to explore more. And that's something what I think was a very big mistake.
I think a lot of people end up going through that when they're younger.
Yeah.
Especially if you're someone who ends up getting into a relationship really early on, and maybe you don't explore at all, and then you sort of get to your early 20s, only seeing one person, and suddenly the younger urges kick in, and you want to go and you end up sleeping with more people and want to talk to girls, and otherwise it's this distraction. You know what I mean? It's like this what if. But a lot of people end up going to that what if and sort of start seeing a lot of people and sleeping around, and then they go, oh shit, this isn't what I want.
Yeah.
This isn't it.
It's also running from something. But I also in this thing I have to say something. I'm in an open relationship right now, and it's going really great. So I understand the fact for it can be something that you want to run away from, or it can be something that you're not wanting to see. But I also see the point of, if you're jealous of somebody, this shows your insecurity of yourself. So if you really love somebody, you know this person, and nobody gives this person you as you give it to her. So I'm really into this idea that if you're jealous or you're not good with other people dating, it's also also in a relationship. It's if they want to cheat, they cheat. And just this stability, this is what I got from this trip really, really badly. Not badly, really, really good. It's that knowing if they want to cheat, they cheat. If it's not her, it's not her.
So do you still see being in an open relationship, do you still see the value in two people committing completely mutual?
Yes. I see my parents. That
of course.
They love themselves very deeply. They help other people feel themselves. They're really I see my parents as the ideal couple, and I can really tell you I take a lot of pride in that. And also that doesn't mean that I will have family. I will have children. I always wanted to, but I'm, as a DJ and as a really impulsive person, I'm not ready to share this yet. For me, I'm dating to marry. So if I'm not able to give this stability to a woman or kids, I won't date. I won't give something close to something. This would just show my disrespect this other person.
That's a very selfless way of looking at it. Very selfless. That gives me, to be fair, that does open my mind a little bit more to why people would want open relationships, because you do meet people who you don't want to lose in contact and you are sleeping together. But like you say, if you know you can't give that all, if you tell them that and they're happy to be in an open relationship, then why the fuck not?
You just have to have you have to have more understanding and more communication in an open relationship. But still, there's no girl that left me feeling like her. There's nothing.
Does it ever get hard between you two though?
Never did until now, for real. Like, it's hard for her to not see me so long.
Yeah,
But
it's been a while.
like, that's the thing. If it gets hard and you need something, you get it with somebody else. And the thing is, like, it doesn't budge me, because she still calls me every day. I still know she loves me. Yeah. And if this gonna change, it's gonna change. Yeah. And it's not my problem. Then there's another one waiting
go with
me.
the flow.
Actually, it's quite funny. Like, he used to be like the person that always believed like in true love and monogamous relationships. I mean, you do believe in it, but like, your perception of love changed to the exact opposite of mine. And we kind of like changed our
we always switch.
Yeah. And
you got to keep the balance. You have to keep it.
Yeah,
you can't be the same.
And like there was like one couple here that we met in the camp.
Yeah, Eunice and Kiara.
Yeah, they were like literally the cutest couple. I mean, we didn't know them that well. Like we just saw what they were like on the surface, and we talked to them like them a lot, and they were like such a lovely couple. And it really, like, when I saw them, like, they were like, you knew they were happy, you knew they had like a great relationship. And of course they don't show everything. They could have been fighting a lot, but I just saw them.
From
and
what
I was
you
like,
guys saw,
from what I saw, I was like, I want that too. I want that. And that's something what I've never like felt before. Even though I never want to have kids, I never want to be married, I feel like I want to have a partner like that I can ride or die with, and just experience a lot of different stuff. Yeah, I know that I will someday, but I don't want to pressure it, and that I don't want to search for it. Like,
but it means seeing that now though means you're more open to it when the chance might arise. Do you know what I mean?
I'm much more open now. Even though my last relationship wasn't that long ago, I would probably just like heal a little bit more, work on myself, and when I feel ready, then I will be open for it. But if now in 2 months, I don't know, a great woman just will cross my way, and it feels right to me, then I wouldn't say no. That's something what is completely new to me. Like, I never thought like this. I never had the urge to this, but I don't know. I mean,
life changes, man.
Life changes,
right.
And I change, and
changes.
It's just something crazy that so much can happen in like 1 month. Yeah.
Changing time mindset.
Yeah,
for real.
I think might now be the moment for this question I told you.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, go on, hit me. Yeah.
Like, this is a question, like, for the story in front of, like, my father was grown up in a Catholic household, really in a big, like, he was just downplayed on his emotions, and I searched a way to get to him, and I really want to get to him because he's 8 years old. I don't have much time with him left, so I'm still writing questions down that I want to ask him. I don't want to be there and like he's gone and I have questions left. And the question is really, if you judge yourself with your inner and outer world and what all that comes with you, would you all the baggage would you wish this another person?
No, you wouldn't wish it on another person.
That means you gotta work on yourself, because if you know you're good. Like, this question just rattled me. If you know you could wish another person, you know.
Yeah. So wait. Sorry. Say the question again in full.
So, like, the question in full is: if you judge yourself, inner and outer world, and your perception of yourself, and you judge that, would you wish this to another person?
No. That's a deep question.
That's a very
That's
deep
why
question.
I told you you're gonna think a lot about it.
Yeah, it's almost a paradox with you and your persona.
Yeah, of course. It shows also, like, the beautiful way of knowing everything that you think I am is you. Yeah. Everything, your perception and everything you project, this is you. Yeah. Everything that you think happens is what you think about yourself. So it puts it in a beautiful way. It's a harsh question to ask somebody that you don't know can handle it. Yeah. Like, I asked this to streamer yesterday, and he was full on yes, and I was like, he had red eyes here, like, really no fucking sense of himself, and I was like, man, watch yourself for real. And this is like, it's a hard question, but it opened myself the eyes, and man,
I'll get you to write a question down before we leave, so I can take that and I can ask more people. That's a good,
that's a great question for your next interviews, for real.
Dude. But I think most people are just going to be, what did you say?
Defensive.
Yeah.
It's okay. I got a lot of this. If I may talk about this book.
Yeah,
you should read it.
Of course, yeah.
It's for real. Like this is Rick Rubin. It's called the Creative Act, a way of being, and this
Creative
dude,
Act, a way of being.
he's the founder of Def Jam Records, and he's also a producer, but he cannot manage an instrument. He cannot play instruments. He cannot produce. Yeah. He's just, when he's there, it's a hit. Like, I got 99 problems, but the bitch ain't one. This is a song he produced.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and it's just, he founded the Beastie Boys. They got big from him. Like, this dude is just by his presence. Yeah. It makes it great. And this is where my big purpose comes from, too.
Okay.
Like, just, you don't have to do something. You just have to be.
You have to be.
You have to be. You have to be what you want to be. Yeah. And you will encourage people subconsciously to be themselves, too. You give them, like, a little key, like, you can, don't worry, you can do it. Yeah. And, like, also I'm crazy as hell.
Do you think it's partly on judging, on judgment?
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? Self-judgment, judgment on others.
Yeah, like judgment, if you judge somebody else, you judge it even more in yourself. It's really, always, if I judge something on Bo, I'm always like, okay, what does this tell me about myself? Yeah. Because, like, you won't judge if you're irritated about yourself, and this makes this judgment. You take the decision to be irritated. You take the decision to judge. Yeah. So, if you see things like this, it's a big sign to turn the. My best friend always says, turn the light inside, because like all you see outside is not worth the pain. Yeah. The only thing you can change is yourself.
Change the window you're using to view everyone else into a mirror.
It's a projection.
Yeah.
Most things are a projection.
Yeah. So what does he? Sorry, bro. What does he talk about in the
book? Mostly, he talks mostly about finding a way to be a channel, and not to like. This is the same thing. If it's a hell yes, it's a hell yes. If it's not a hell yes, if you think about it, it's no. But if I do music, I don't think about it. It just comes out. Yeah. And it's like giving you like a straight guide on how to challenge it, channel it, and it's trying to not force something. It's the creative act is a way of being. Just the name tells you about it. Yeah. And this dude, you can watch interviews with him and Kendrick Lamar and like big artists, and he's always sitting like there and listening, and then he drops a bomb. It's like for real. And
he gathers all the information before he makes makes a judgment.
This is like first listen and then talk. It's a big thing I have to work on too. Yeah. But it's for real. It's for real. Really helped me to accept things as they are. And he puts it in a way that you're not offended. He will offend you, but you will not feel offended.
Is he trying to, in a positive light, trying to destroy persona? The thing is, in the sense of everyone's got this mental immune system they have. You know, whether you were to insult me right now, I'm going to say, oh, well, fuck you. Yeah. That you'll do that without even thinking about it. It's just your mental blocker. And obviously we have this mental blocker for filtering information before, brain to mouth. You have this little filter saying, no, don't say that. You should say that. That's rude or whatever it is. He's almost trying to... He's trying to make everything flow naturally to make other people feel comfortable. So instead of this thought process being a river going down and meeting a dam and only allowing a certain amount of information to get out, he's trying to break down. If the dam was a persona, he's trying to break that down. Yeah. And
it tells you how to make electricity out of the dam. For real, like he puts it this way: don't think positivity, positive. Yeah. Think not rational. He says. He puts it in really great ways. I don't know how he puts it, but I got that sense of it. He says, don't try to think everything possible, because the best songs are love songs that are heard. Like, so try to let it flow. Go inside of you, look at it as it is, and try to try to encourage yourself that it's okay, because all you've lived right now, everything you've done, you came to this point, all the bad shit, and you could handle it. So also this little emotion in you, if you face it, you will be able to handle it, no problem. And it's like it comes out of getting out of your comfort zone. It comes out of listening. It comes out of meditating. It comes out of silence. And this is a big musician that tells you to be silent.
He's trying to rewire, sort of like what we touched on earlier. He's trying to teach people how to rewire and how to be natural in an extremely unnatural world. He's trying to tell you how to not be have your persona so socially dictated. So
I can also read you like the first thing he wrote.
Go on, let's hear it.
I read it too. Like he always like puts sentences that made a lot. Like the object isn't to make art. It's to be that wonderful state which makes art inevitable.
Yeah. You don't even know how to. You understand it as soon as you hear those words. You understand exactly what he's saying. Yeah. There's no words to build on to help fathom.
Yeah. And the intro is, nothing in this book is known to be true. It's a reflection on what I've noticed. No facts so much as thoughts.
So has he managed to make a book subjective, I guess, for each personality? Like, you read this book as you will. There's no, you need to do this, you need to meditate, you need to do this.
Yeah, no, he's not saying. He says I meditated, and this showed me this.
And this,
I actually need to read this book too. It sounds
read
actually.
It.
I mean, I knew that you were reading it, and I knew it was good. But like now, hearing you talk about it like that,
it's a genius book. Like there's a biography that somebody else read from him. I read this and was like, man, fuck this. I want to know his head. And I read this, like the first chapter. I was hooked, and I have a lot of attention problems, so it takes a lot of stimulation. For me to a book to be this good.
And I guess it's literally just giving you fuel for thought processes, for mind experiments about yourself.
And it shows me also that it doesn't have to be fuel. For real. It's like you don't have to do something because you want. Like, get yourself in an environment where you cannot help to make it. Like, and this is, for real, this dude is my biggest idol. And I cannot encourage people more to do this, for it.
What was the name of the book again?
It's The Creative Act, A Way of Being. Rick Rubin can also show it.
Yeah.
It's great book.
Sick. I might have to give that a read as well.
Yeah, it's like creativity for me is all. If you want to know creativity, you get it.
That's actually something that I was actually also like struggling very much recently, because since I was here, I was like having a lot of thoughts about my future and how I will work as a photographer in the future. And one thing that always came to my mind was like, am I really that creative? Because when I was in school, in business school, with all the other photographers that learned with me, that did their apprenticeship,
what's going to separate you?
I was always compared to others, and I used to have this girl in the class. She's a great ass photographer. She's like, she's the most creative person I've ever known. And when I see her work, I'm like, I would have never guessed to do this or do it this way. And when you see stuff like that, when you think about creativity, then I'm always comparing me. Am I as creative as her? What can I do to get to that point? Yeah. And I feel like my biggest strength is that I'm like very technically gifted. Like I'm very good with technical work. I'm very structured and stuff like
that. Very linear in thinking and logistical.
And he said something very good like this afternoon. We were like sitting at the rooftop bar of our hotel, and he was like,
I first asked you. That's the first most important. I was asking you, why do you don't feel creative?
Yeah, and my answer was because I was comparing myself to other people. I'm comparing myself to different artists. I'm comparing myself to different photographers. Yeah. And he said like something very, very crucial, and he was like, comparing is the worst thing you can ever do.
Comparison is the killer of joy.
Is the thief of joy.
Yeah, or the thief of joy. Yeah.
The thief of joy. And actually, I really started to think about like that I should like really just stop comparing myself and just be free. I should
Yeah.
just
And the creativity will come.
The creativity will come, because that's something what I was like very like that I was very insecure about, like when it comes to my work, because I always look at my work and was like, what can I do to make it better? What can I do to make it more stand out? And thinking about this all the time gives me a lot of pressure, because I'm like, I see all those big ass photographers, I see all those well-known photographers, like for example Paolo Roversi, and I'm like, I want to do this, but I'm comparing myself. I'm comparing myself to a fucking legend.
Yeah, you won't ever be able to do this. You could get to the same level, but your work will look completely different.
It will, and that's something what I need to do. I need to find myself, to find my own style, and just like be creative in the way that I really am, because otherwise I'm just comparing myself and I try to be someone different, which I'm not.
And then you're falling back into this false persona again.
Yes.
It's a way of being.
It's the way of being. Yeah, the way of being.
It's crazy. I just related so many times.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Am I allowed to drink this?
Oh,
we cannot open the fridge.
Oh no, it's all good. Oh no, it's yours. Oh sorry.
No,
that's
it's
yours
not.
anyway.
It's yours.
No, mine's.
Then it's
And
yours.
I got mine over here.
Well, I got mine
So
here.
it's
It must be-
mine.
So that's yours.
Let's go. I'm sorry, guys.
You just drank Finn's drink. So,
dude. Oh, there's one thing I actually wanted to ask you, Tom, was there was something you mentioned when we were playing pool. Yeah, so we met these guys in Krabi, south of Thailand. We were just you literally, it was at Sea Beach Hostel, wasn't it? And you guys, I think, had just come in because it was raining for a game of pool or something.
Yeah.
When we ended up meeting, you said something about you had a memory from stepping off the plane. Is it in Tibet?
No, it was Nepal.
Oh,
So
Nepal.
My first memory that I have of my life is actually like, it's about the plane too, but my first memory is about Everest Base Camp. So when I was 3 years old, my parents and me, we went to 1.5 or 2 months. We went to Nepal because my parents are like, they don't want to give money to organizations that help. They want to help themselves. So we go with medication. We go in regions where it's not used to have medications, and we go there. And like, really, the first thing I can remember of my life is a picture of Mount Everest and the Mount Everest Base Camp.
dude.
And it's a crazy thought to have. For me, it's so normal. And what you were talking about with the plane was to get there, we had to go from there there's the shortest airport in the world, and it's on an old minefield, because like Tibet and Nepal, they got overrun by China, because China thinks it's theirs. You should watch 1,000 Years in Tibet. It's a good film that mentions this. And like, this minefield blew up like a wheel of our plane, and and we had to and it was really crazy. I can't remember, but my mom always tells me about it. There's also pictures. We were in a cargo plane landing on this, and just a wheel blew off, and we were like scared as shit. And then afterwards we had to walk through this minefield.
Wait, we're gonna have to go back a little bit.
Okay,
Wait. So the wheel blew off at what point? Wait, upon landing.
Landing, and then it went on a mine. And the mine blew up, and the wheel was gone.
That's so crazy. And
And I don't remember it.
you actually had like a close death experience before you even knew how to think.
For real.
Dude, that's crazy.
But it's like, my parents always took me on those fucking adventures.
So your parents always used to go together?
Yeah, we always went on, like, we went to Ladakh too. We always went to India or something, I swear.
So
like,
after this, the plane almost gets completely blown up by mine. Your parents didn't mind, like, sort of bringing you along at quite a young age to areas where...
That's why my mother always tells me about it. Like, shit, but I thought we will die. And I was like, okay, cool. There's one photo of me with earplugs in. And I was just smiling and don't noticing what fucking happened. I think my sister still knows. But this was probably the craziest experience in Nepal. But also others, we went into hospitals, and you saw like guys with frozen off toes, and they had no toes at all, and like, those hospitals don't have really good doctors. And my parents went there working for 2 weeks to help. And this is also why I can't do holiday without doing something, because for me holiday was also always about helping people. It was always about.
It wasn't
doing
just
something.
about putting your feet up and relaxing.
I cannot do that.
Yeah.
I can literally not relax.
Me neither. Like,
Too much energy.
like I said, the last few years when I was doing vacation, I was working.
Yeah.
So now I was also here and I needed to do something, so we went to the Muay Thai camp and we were training like literally every day.
Yeah. Well, when we met, you guys have been saying like you already had the broken rib by that point.
Yeah.
We're still training every fucking
I got
day.
a concussion until 2 days ago. So
Yeah,
I think it's about that, man.
Yeah.
That I have a big point about to see. I heard this in an interview with Joe Rogan and this free climber, this crazy free climber.
Oh, was it the free solo guy?
Yeah,
who did
free
Al
solo
Capitan?
guy, and
Yeah.
he did something that stuck with. He said something that stuck with me really bad, and he said really good. And he said something like, people don't really know fear in today's world. They don't know what fear confronts, and so they search it in things. So it's for them so easy to be fearful of things. That's where anxiety comes from. So if you don't confront your fears, or you go put yourself into situations where you fear, real fear, not anxiety. Oh, this dude likes me, like real fear, like you're gonna die, maybe.
Yeah. Natural
don't
fight or flight response sort of fear.
If you don't do this controlled, you won't control it when it happens, when it's not real. Like, this is like, you have to confront this fear. It's like the same as Wim Hof says, the ice guy. If you don't go into the cold comes to you. If you don't go into the fear goes to you. So it gives you a really nice thing. So if it happens unconsciously, you can handle it. But if you go in consciously, you will get like a relationship with this fear. And this stuck with me.
Do you think then, like, if there's now in this day and age, like, you know, compared to 1,000 years ago, you know, we have stresses and mental issues in this day and age, but comparatively, life is much easier now than it would have been 1,000 years ago. Do you think with the absence of fear in normal day life, we create fears in ourselves to replace that?
That exactly.
So we end up being anxious and depressed because we are going out our way to find those problems because we're supposed to have some fear.
100%.
I mean, I actually really do believe that because, especially like in now, let's say the Nordic countries, they're like
Northern countries.
Nordic countries, yeah, the Nordic countries. They're like very, very depressed, even though they're like one of the most depressed countries. I mean, it also comes from the sun and that they don't have that much sunlight.
Yeah.
But they're still in a very, very like a controlled environment. They have like it's a great country to live in and everything. And if you like see people that live like here in Thailand that don't have as much possibilities as people in Norway, for example, those people here are happy. As far as I can see, like they're called the smiling country for a reason. And I do believe that there is some kind of correlation in that.
100%.
I have the same experience. I've been to Nepal, and those people have nothing. I went back in the backcountry where they've never seen white people. They went off their shits when they see us, And for real, these were the most inviting, most beautiful, most kind people I've ever met. They don't know how old their child is, but for real, they smile in your face.
Well, I guess that's the other thing. We create so many minuscule stresses that we have to remember every single day. And like, you come somewhere like here, and I guess like you guys come from Switzerland, another first world country. We're almost taught that if you don't have enough money, if you're not making money and have these things, you won't be happy.
Yeah,
and then you come to places like this, and they have maybe 10% of what you have at home, but they seem miles happier. Miles happy because you don't have all these materialistic factors that they worry about, you know.
And something was also like I'm also coming back to the old topic of like comparing yourself, especially since we have like access to social media and smartphones and everything. You're always comparing yourself to those big ass influencers and big ass people that live
don't
like
even
the best,
are happy.
But they live the best life. What people say that will be the best life and stuff like that. And you really want that. You really strive to be that person, even though you don't have to be that. And
you don't even want.
I mean, probably like when you're then in their shoes, but you don't know that. You don't know that until you get there.
Especially if you're so consumed about wanting to get into that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where that you can't, you physically, your mental immune system won't allow people to say, oh, maybe that's not quite what you want. Because all they can think about is they want the nice car, they want to be able to post on Instagram, they want to be able to have the nice bag and have their private jet. And they're so fixated on wanting that that they won't listen to anyone else along the way, saying, "Oh, maybe a lot of people who get to that stage actually hate it." Phone died.
No, phone died. No.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. What were we on about?
it was like about comparing ourselves and like
Yeah,
like materialism that comes with the capitalism that we live in.
Yeah.
Like I would also say like it's like people are never happy. Like if you have capitalism, they want communism. If we have communism, they want capitalism.
Well, none of them work without each other.
Yeah,
they all need each other to work.
None of them know what the other is.
Yeah.
So if like you got the countries like most in East Europe that have communism, and they would love to be in our world. And then you have people that are just like complaining about how bad capitalism is, and we got like all like I'm all about the feminist movement, but then you have them complaining about how we can't have like equality. But man, equality comes from doing something. Like this the beautiful thing about capitalism is that if you work, you will get something. If you do it right, you will get something. And I also correlate this with the universe. If you do right, you will get right.
Yeah, sure. I totally agree with you on that point. But like, also like a big issue of like capitalism is like because you work, there's like this need of working the whole time to get those materialistic things. So consuming becomes much more prevalent the whole time.
And you have to consume because you're working a 9 to 5 or whatever you're doing. You go out and you buy an iPad or a new watch or something because you need that. You need something back. You need that thing back, and then it just bounces on to like we sort of say materialistic things. Like you end up buying the iPad, and then how many people buy like a MacBook iPad, and how much stress is built up with them trying to keep care of it, trying not to scratch it, and all the rest of it. That's the mini stresses we're getting just constantly built up, and then you have about everything.
Also
your TV.
The fear. You don't confront yourself with real fear. That's gonna be your fear,
and that's gonna be the fear. It's gonna replace.
It's for real. Like maybe it's also my perception because like your head always sees the things you tell yourself, but I can see it in many ways. I can even see it with my father, who's like a helicopter rescue doctor. And he died 3 times and came back. So I can really see that, like, if you confront your fear and you start to have I like to say to have a relationship with fear, because like fear is no bad thing. Fear shows you where the goal is at. Mostly fear. If you go into fear, it's always the thing you're avoiding that take the much
what's comfortability without
yes for real.
You have to have the seesaw. There has to be a balance, otherwise it's worthless.
Yes, of course.
Have you ever seen I'm not sure if he had a book. I think he did have a book, but there's a Netflix documentary called The Minimalist. Have you seen that at all?
I think I've seen it, but like only like a little bit like out of it. I didn't like watch all of it.
Oh, dude, it's really interesting because he talks about. I think there's a couple guys on there. I forget the names, but they talk about sort of all these miniature stresses of having a MacBook and stuff. Like I think it might have been this guy that was saying when he gets a new thing like a MacBook, the first thing he'll do is scratch it up. So then that. He doesn't ever have to stress about keeping it clean or anything like that.
That's a nice guy.
He sort of does stuff
That's a creative way of thinking about
of trying to sort of meet it at the front before it happens.
And
he sort of goes
really good.
That's what I told him today. If you're not creative, try to search the sales. Do something wrong, even if you know it's gonna be wrong.
Set yourselves in the wrong heading and hope to find paradise.
And like throw your T-shirt in your room, even if you want to hang it up. Like this is the chaos that creates the order. And it goes the other way too. He needs the chaos for his order. I need the order for my chaos. It goes both ways. And I have like a good friend that does clothing brand, Closely. He's really fucking creative, Marco.
What's the brand?
It's Closely. I have a T-shirt here. I can show it afterwards. And this dude, his first concept was ordering chaos, and his whole concept is like to create this sense of stability in either one of those. And he presents it through his clothes. And you can really see it. He's the first dude who did a drop-down shirt with cropped neck. A cropped bottom. And you don't see this everywhere. Because in like fashion, it gets seen as chaotic. It get seen as not as you want to be. But then you look at the other side, like you see like haute couture, like where they walk around with buildings fucking in there, like they walk around with those fancy dresses. But no, that's not okay, you know. So I don't understand so much that's happening in art, but also the beautiful things about it. If you start to understand it, you can see it everywhere.
So for someone who's like both of you have experienced quite a lot of chaos, if you will, for someone whose whole world is chaos, they don't see any comfort, they don't see anything else. How does someone who only sees chaos?
I think that's a question that you can
you could ask me this. Like for me, it's a beautiful
when you
word.
hit that rock bottom, and all you're seeing is chaos around.
Why is chaos associated to something bad? That's the question I ask myself, because my chaotic life is beautiful. I love my life.
I also see that like that chaos and order, they're just I also
cannot
don't
say
believe
right and bad.
No, I also don't believe like in good or bad. I believe in chaos and order. That's actually something that we've talked a lot in this travel, that the only two things that really exist are chaos and order.
Yeah. Because to put something as good or bad is so subjective.
It's yes. Yeah. Yeah, you're inadvertently making more stresses by going, is this good or bad? And now you have to make the decision where, like you're saying, is this chaos or order? And then you know what sort of energy and what direction you need to then deal with that thing.
Yeah.
Rather than just going, oh, this is bad, how do I deal with a bad situation? You end up doing fighting fire with fire. So say,
just
like, if you
by
know what I'm saying,
labeling it bad. He talks about this in the book too.
Yeah.
By this is also, I got something from the book. Whatever you tell you, you will see it everywhere. So if you label something as bad, it will manifest in bad. If you see something as good, it will manifest in good.
Your subconscious listens
but
to itself.
If you don't label it, it will come however you want it. So you can take it through the filter and know, hey, man. It's also, my father told me a really good thing about addiction is if you can go into the space between action, between thought and reaction, this is freedom. If you can
go into the space of thought
between
thought and reaction,
this is freedom.
So you know what he's trying to say with
that? It's like but this is the meditation widens this space. And it gives you
your meditation is finding that would be holding yourself.
It's like giving yourself space and more possibilities to react. Like it's always, that's what I said before, it's always a reacting. You decide to react. And if you're always in those thoughts and you have to realize you're not your thoughts, you're the one interpreting it. If you realize that there's a space between, you're free.
I guess that's what makes meditation so difficult. Because a true yogi is sitting in a minor sort of uncomfortable position to then separate that body and mind.
I love that.
And that is you are actually physically creating the boundary between chaos, being that uncomfortable position, and order within your own mind, and you're finding yourself in that meet. Like exactly.
Yes. Yeah. This is a big one, and I didn't always realize it until now, because like for me it was natural. Like go take a line, do this cocaine, and I didn't thought about it.
It was all reaction.
It was all reaction. But if you can step in that little space that happens before it, you can control your reaction.
For me, it was actually like the exact opposite. Like I always thought too much before I reacted. Like that's like the complete opposite. So if you think too much, there is no reaction.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you react too much, there's no thinking.
I love that. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's the yin and yang, man. We should get this fucking tattoo.
We should get a tattoo. We thought about like getting a tattoo of two koi fish.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Like getting into yin and yang, but like those tattoo artists here, I have seen them work, and
not really a big fan of it. No.
We do it in Switzerland, my guy.
I got this one done here, and it's okay. It's okay. There are like of course.
No, it's good actually.
It's okay. It's okay. There's like I need more white in the tail to make that pop.
You can retouch it.
Here? Like I can see that. It's just not. So when I go back home,
not as clean as.
Look at his tattoos.
Like that's extremely clean.
I mean, like
there was a tattoo I saw that you had on yourself on your page. I think it was this one. Bro. That's insane.
It's the cameras.
The apertures of the camera.
Dude.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, it's like it's
yeah.
all done by the same artist.
Yeah,
like, and
he's such a cool guy.
yeah, he's like he looks like an axe murderer. But
Maybe he is.
no, because he's like fully tatted. He's a little bit more on a wider side, but like he's just the biggest teddy bear ever.
Yeah.
And whenever I'm at a tattoo studio and just get a tattoo done, it just tells me everything about his life. This guy has seen everything and has. And it's so amazing to just hear his story.
Makes the tattoo go quick.
Really. Like I was here like for this army for these 3 tattoos.
Yeah.
I was under a needle for 8.5 hours, and I remember like this went by so fast because
you got all of them done at the same time.
This 3, yes.
Those two.
This 3. This one was actually my second tattoo.
Yeah. I only have those two. I have like here the bass note, and I have the soul note, and this represents the pulse. That's why on the left side, the pulse, the beat, and it's like the left side is the bass, and soul represents the right side, the left, like the harmonics, the melodics. So
once again, balance.
Yeah,
balance.
Once again, balance.
I really hear that the main topic of this podcast is balance.
It actually has been. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. It just happened. Like
that's what the universe wanted.
You could call like travel podcast episode 1 Bo and Tom balance. Like literally.
Yeah, very.
I mean,
make it balance, Bo and Tom.
Balance. Bo
I
and
think
Tom.
what we're talking about has much more weight than who we are.
Yeah, no.
It's just like this moment. We will have this in our hearts forever.
Yeah.
And I think this holds much more weight than our ego trying to say us who we are.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I think so too. Like, I mean, we're actually so fucking small in this fucking universe. The universe.
We're on a flying rock in nowhere.
The most intelligent you can be, or the most intelligent thing to think is to always remember how ignorant you are.
Yeah.
Never be ignorant about your own ignorance.
Hey, it's like Socrates said. Yeah. The only thing I know is that I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's so fucking true. Like,
and like
we're so insignificant.
There's also another saying, and I love this. I got this from my dad too. Love this too. Love you, Dad.
Your dad is so wise.
My dad is fucking wise, and he told me like the more you know, the more grows the more grows the circle of ignorance. Because the more you know, the more you think you know.
Yeah.
So the more you get ignorant about something, and the more you try to know about
complacent.
something. Yeah, for real. Like it's a parameter. Like the more you know, the bigger gets the parameter of ignorance. And like I can tell this. I know a lot about music.
The more you know, the bigger the parameter of ignorance.
And it's the more you know about it, the more you think you know, the less you listen to other people about it. For real.
Yeah. I guess, most people don't get that. Most people, I think what happens, a lot of people in our sort of age group, when you get to that sort of like 18 to 25 sort of age, is a lot of people can sort of, they get to their adulthood and they haven't changed for a couple of years. Because when you get to 18, it's the first time you sort of notice that, 2-3 years has gone by and it almost feels like you haven't got any older. You start to get to that stage, obviously, when you're 16, 13 to 16 is a huge difference.
Yeah, it is.
And I think a lot of people get to that 18, 20 age, and they sort of, a lot of people can sort of decide, this is me. If you don't like me, then screw it. You don't have to be around me.
Yeah.
Me is your ego who defines it.
Yeah.
And like this is also, he talks about this in this book, man, for real.
Yeah.
That he talks about it in this book too. Like, if you had no ego, you wouldn't know who you are. But like, just to forget this and be in the moment, you don't think about who you are. You just do.
You just do.
And you just are the way of being.
So if you want to change who you are, if you want to change,
stop thinking about yourself. Just enjoy the moment. It's the only thing you carry. It's like you will always know how you felt about something. You will never know how you really, really lived it. It's really the feeling.
So you think if someone really didn't like who they were, if they were being as natural as possible, and they decided at the end of the night, whether they've been socializing or not, and they decided, I still don't like me. You think there's just something more like fundamentally not lining up?
Yes.
Before that point, it's not a case of being able to act naturally. You're acting natural, but there's something that's blocking you from.
Yeah. That's like, man. That's where we come again from. It's your judgment. If you start thinking, and when you're around people, it's mostly your judgment. It's mostly what you think about this person saying. But if you just listen to it and go with the flow, you don't think about it. You just, like, if there's a beautiful woman in front of you, you don't think about having her. You just go.
Yeah, you just do it.
So this tells me everything that's aligned with yourself. You don't think about it. You just do it. And this is why the thoughts come with doing. Much people, like, people say always, like, he's a lot like this, and he says, like, he has to think about it, and he has to sleep at night of it. Man, if it's a hell yes, it's a fucking hell yes.
Yeah,
so
that's
you
like,
don't have to fucking
that's
think
like
about
literally
it.
our mantra. We
Yeah,
always say
if it's a
about
hell
everything.
yes, if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no.
Yeah, it's like literally always what we always say with every decision that we do. Is it a hell yes? Then you definitely got to do this.
And if you feel each other thinking about it, we say no. And we tell each other, because you get so fast caught up thinking. And also, like, these rooms, these four walls, they put you in a prison.
Yeah, that has a name which escapes me now, because I know someone will give, like, the example of like jam testing. So, like, jam testers will go through 10, and because you end up thinking so much, you actually end up making the wrong decision.
Yeah.
Because you physically, it doesn't matter how good you are, whether you've been tasting jam for the last 40 years.
You ignore your gut instinct.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you make the wrong decision, and
Yeah.
someone goes home with a shitty jam.
Yeah, and also if you talk, then my thing is also if somebody tells me something or I have something to do, I want to have a decision by myself, because the more you talk to other people about it, the more energy from other people comes to it, and the less authentic this energy becomes.
Yeah.
So this is why
even if you're trying to be authentic,
yes,
you start going, oh no, that sounds more authentic. Oh wait, no, that does. And then you completely lost yourself.
And you got 1,000 options and you don't know what to do. And I love women, but a lot of women function the way they have to talk about their feelings. Yeah. And they talk to 7 persons about their feelings, but they forget their own opinion. In the end, they're gonna do what they want to. Yeah. And I also know our brains are different, and I also, like, met a lot of women. I'm more with women than with guys. And what I've seen is really they want you to know what they want. Like, a girl expects flowers from you, but they won't tell it to you. Yeah. And this just shows you, man. It's not. We all beings are not rational thinkers. If you think you're rational, you're being irrational.
You're being irrational. Think irrationally.
It's like it's also hard, man. Objective truth. Yeah, I think, like, mathematics tell us there is an objective truth. Yes. But
we are not mathematics.
Yeah, and first of this, and then you have quantum physics that tell you the opposite. So if you watch it, it's different than if you don't watch it. Like,
and it could be bouncing in and out of existence at the same time.
And so it doesn't matter if you rationalize. It just matters how you feel and how you act in this space. And so you need the space between the reaction and the action, and then you have just to be yourself. You have not think about.
And I guess that's where the either hell yes or hell no comes in, because it's not to say that every time you both say hell yes or both say hell no that's the right decision. It just means that if you start thinking about it too long, then it doesn't matter and you can make the wrong decision anyway. So you might as well just go off gut feeling, instinct now.
And you have to act on that. It's like if I sit on the piano and I can't read music theory. I don't know music theory. For real, I don't fucking know what this means. I know which keys go together, it's good, but I've never been able to play something else that I've created. And I never thought about it. If I need to materialize something, I'm sitting at the piano, crying, and just letting my fingers go. And this is and I wish this to all the people listening, to all the people that are not listening. I wish this to everybody, to be able to get in this state of being not having, like the book says, like the book says, get yourself in a state where it's inevitable to not do it.
Just trying to be as natural as possible in a really simplistic way. Is just being as natural as possible. And people struggle so much to just let themselves flow.
But like we said before you can try to act natural as possible, you have to know who you are. That's also a big thing that
I don't think.
I think you have to.
What if you're looking for yourself?
Because your instincts tell you. Like, I think that's where your thinking before handling comes in. But if you know something's good, you won't think about it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, but still, like, if you don't know who you are and just try to pretend someone, then you think you're acting natural, but you're not. That's what I was trying to say.
But if it's,
so how do you know you're acting natural or not?
if you don't think about it, my opinion, if you don't have to think about it and it's a hell yes, it's natural.
What if the hell yes is getting you into trouble?
Then it's a lesson, and then it's supposed to be this.
Yeah.
Like this is the way. Like if it's a hell yes and it teaches you something, the next time it's a hell yes, you know this was a hell yes before I acted, and like this is the space between action and reaction.
And if you're only ever saying hell yes or hell no, then you're always in that space.
I always end up in a really good, like, I can tell you, I've been so many at this point, and I asked myself this question too. I journaled it too. I was like, this hell yes brought me in so much situation that brought me pain, but the pain teach me so much about myself. And now it's not. And if you get into, if you learn from it, you won't get a hell yes from it too.
Yeah.
But this hell yes was supposed to happen for you, knowing that it shouldn't happen again.
Yeah, and the next time that you're in the situation, instead of a hell yes, will be hell no, or yeah.
Exactly.
And I guess, I mean, I do really like that. I guess it's sort of, if you do give it a hell yes, like say just on a really simple level, like you were going to go out for a few drinks at a bar, instead of you sort of going, oh yeah, we could go out for a few drinks, why not?
They could.
So then you end up going, and you kind of in this energy when you're out there, sort of like a bit relaxed. But if you went, do you know what, fucking hell yes. So now you've gone out and you're like, right, this is what we're here to do. We're committed.
Yeah.
Rather being in that middle.
Yeah, because if you think about it, you will project what you thought about everything.
And then you're just not having fun. You're not enjoying it because you're thinking too much.
Because you're not in the moment. If you think, you're not in the moment.
You're already out of touch. If you're already
it's like you're in school and you hate this topic. He's talking about it, and you're looking at the clock, and the clock doesn't go. But if you like the topic, the clock is over in an instant.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's the same. If you don't think about it, if you're in the moment, if you can feel it, and this is what I tell all my friends. If you think too much, focus on the back of your head, and you will feel again.
Explain that.
If you're thinking too much, if you can feel or you notice you're in your head, think of feeling the back of your head. And then you're in the moment. Then you feel, then you're not thinking anymore.
I get that.
It's like, it's hard also, like it gets, you get on this train again. But if you can notice, if you can feel, also big practice of yoga and meditation, if you can get yourself to feel and not to think, you're in the moment. Because feelings have no thoughts.
But is it good to be dictated by emotions?
No, I don't say you should not be dictated by emotion, but this is where the space between action and reaction comes again. It's like, if you feel, you're able to recognize, oh, this is the feeling. Feeling are always like a big sign of what you think of this situation, but rather not think of it. But it shows you, hey, your nervous system gives you a signal. So if you can feel it and then act on this feeling, it's good. But if I say you shouldn't dictate your feelings, but I think that the wrong thing about this sentence is that they've been all day in their head, and if you get aware of your feelings, it will always tell you where to go. And to distinguish ego and spirit is a big thing for me also.
And you have to trust both, right? Like it's like with emotions, it's emotions and trust is like sometimes your emotions deceive you. So does that mean that they're always deceiving you? But that paradox in itself cancels itself. It's not. That can't be so.
I think you should combine both, because if you're feeling, you can think about it, but don't forget what your feeling says. So if you combine those two and you feel something and you think rationally about it, you will get your answer. And even if it's the wrong one, even if it gets you in trouble, if you get this,
it gives you an answer you can commit to, right?
Yes. Yeah. And it brings you to commit. It brings you to commit to yourself. It brings you to this sensation we all have. I think, have you ever seen a animal don't react on instinct? No. We're animals that talk. And this talk is this what's between your eyes. And this talk is not natural for me. It's like, maybe, it's natural to communicate, but this is also the part where I start to listen. If I know, like we had this instinct Saturday night, I was drunk as hell. And I was really reactive, and I was making everybody uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I was really a fucking asshole.
Right.
And this is when my ego wanted to be right.
Yeah.
And if you can combine your feeling with the feeling you have to be right, you will notice that your feeling tells you something way different than what your mind tells you.
Yeah. And then that's when you need to analyze
Yes.
and work.
Yeah,
through.
and take a step back and maybe get out of the whole shit that's going on around with you.
Yeah.
And that's the hard point, to act on it. Not to realize. Realize is the half, yeah, but the other half is to act it.
Yeah, to act on it and also think about it. Like when you did something wrong or acted on your
Yeah.
instincts
Feel
alone
about it. I
without
would say
thinking
feel
about it.
about it.
Yeah, feel about it. Yeah, feel about it is a better word. That you should like really like feel what you just did and feel what the other people that you hurt or not hurt but like irritated by your words
Yes.
or by your actions.
Yes, shows a lot about themselves.
Yeah.
It's for real. It's like every time that somebody gets mad at you, you just have to smile in the face, and when you took the decision to be mad, why does it do you mad? And this is the space I love to create.
I mean, it depends. Like, if you really do something wrong,
Yeah,
then being mad is justified.
but then it's my responsibility to think about mine.
Yeah, that's what I
about
was
my
trying
thing.
to say.
And every time you told me that it was wrong, I noticed it was always my ego who wanted to be right.
Yeah.
And like to know for you guys to know where to distinguish your ego and your spirit is focus on the back of your head. Finish.
Well, to be fair, I think we could end with that.
Yeah, I think that was a really
that was a
good,
perfect
like,
that was a
ending,
perfect way to end it, man.
Thank you
Well,
very much,
fucking-
Chuck, for real.
Boys, I fucking
This
loved
was
having
like
you on,
an
man.
amazing
It's
talk.
been
Like,
fucking incredible.
It's
man.
been
Yeah,
incredible.
Well,
real.
fucking for one, at least shout yourselves out. I mean, I've got a massive following at the moment, but fucking obviously, like, what's your website?
my website is www.boyann.ch.
I don't got a website now, but you can book me through this guy.
Yeah, so
And
just go over my website.
Yeah.
There's my email address, and you
Yeah.
can book me.
And-
you can book me over my.
and my name is JA.SAFE. So it means you're safe. It means yes, sure in our language, and it's what I try to get like
Yeah,
yes,
safe.
sure.
My Instagram is bo.yanng.
We can put it in the screen.
Yeah, we'll put it on the screen. Fucking check them out, boys.
Yeah. Perfect.
Fucking sweet.